Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán, from poverty to a drug empire. In a small village called La Tuna in the Mexican state of Sinaloa, Joaquín Guzmán was born on April 4, 1957. Life in La Tuna was harsh, dominated by poverty and reliant on agriculture as the sole means of survival. In these circumstances, young Joaquín quickly learned that hardship was an intrinsic part of life. Every night, he held on to a small dream, escaping this miserable existence. As he reached adolescence, Joaquín began searching for ways to escape his reality. With poverty and unemployment rampant, there were few options available. Thus, he entered the world of drug trafficking. Initially, he was merely an assistant smuggling marijuana across the border, but his natural intelligence and adaptability soon made him stand out in this dark world. In the late 1970s, Joaquín joined the Guadalajara cartel led by Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo, known as El Padrino or the Godfather. Joaquín learned everything there was to know about drug trafficking, the routes, the networks, and the tactics. He worked tirelessly, often through the night, and endured numerous risks until he became one of Gallardo's closest aides. After Gallardo's arrest in 1989, there was a significant power vacuum in the Mexican drug trade. Joaquín saw this as a golden opportunity and founded the Sinaloa cartel. He began building an extensive smuggling network that included cocaine farms in Colombia, manufacturing labs in Mexico, and distribution networks in the United States. In 1993, El Chapo faced his first real test when he was arrested in Guatemala and extradited to Mexico. Imprisonment meant the end of his dreams, but he refused to surrender. Using his intellect and resources, he managed to escape from the Puente Grande prison in 2001 by hiding in a laundry cart. This event became legendary in the world of crime, proving that El Chapo was no ordinary criminal. After his escape, El Chapo returned to lead the Sinaloa cartel to unprecedented heights. He dominated the drug trade in the Americas, with his influence extending to Europe and Asia. He utilized underground tunnels, submarines, and private jets to smuggle drugs, making it extremely difficult for authorities to catch him. In February 2014, Mexican authorities captured El Chapo once again. This time, he was placed in a maximum security prison, but in July 2015, the unthinkable happened. El Chapo escaped through a meticulously constructed tunnel that began in his cell and stretched for over a mile, complete with lighting and ventilation. The escape was reminiscent of a Hollywood movie scene, showcasing El Chapo's genius in planning and execution once more. Following his second escape, El Chapo became a prime target for both Mexican and American authorities. In January 2016, he was recaptured after a firefight with Mexican forces. This time, there was no escape. He was extradited to the United States, where he faced a rigorous trial on multiple charges related to drug trafficking and organized crime. In July 2019, he was convicted on numerous counts and sentenced to life in prison at the Supermax facility in Colorado. Although behind bars, the legacy of Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán continues. His vast empire and history of dramatic escapades and crimes make him one of the most influential and compelling figures in the world of crime. His story is not just about crime, it's about ambition, intelligence, and the relentless pursuit of the impossible. Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán's journey from abject poverty to the helm of a drug empire is filled with dramatic events and thrilling adventures. From his humble beginnings in a small village to building a colossal drug empire, escaping prisons, and his final capture, his story remains one of the most inspiring and exciting sagas in the history of crime.